Hello, welcome to another cast. I'm going to be starting off on the blue team. We have the AFK Plague Champion here, xMCxJReaper. We have Locklear playing the Hive Tyrant, and we have Tyranidterror playing the Hive Tyrant as well for blue team. And straight away, people are mentioning about the AFK Reaper here, who is now on the move. And on red team we have Impregnable playing as the Inquisitor, we have Vinghow mid playing as the Plague Champion, and we have Dodge playing as the Warlock. So far, our first engagement over here onto the right hand side, a Sentinel is going to be attacking a Hive Tyrant. This Hive Tyrant cannot do anything about it because it's not in melee range. It's just going to sit there, it's going to tank, it's going to like it, it's going to back away now once capping the power node. It's actually going to node it as well, so Impregnable is going to have to spend some time focusing that down. In fact, a multi-last turret is actually going down for him right now. His guardsmen are trying to put it down. The Hive Tyrant and Homogons are coming in here, and there's currently no CC right now other than the Hammer of the Witch's ability, which actually just got cancelled there, or bugged out. In fact, the NG has been taken but no stun has occurred. The multi-last turret does finish at the cost of some guardsman models though, and the Termagants are actually taking a lot of damage here, sitting inside the arc of it right now, like just inside the arc as well. In fact, the Inquisitor might actually wipe these Termagants, and instead she actually decides to try and protect this multi-last turret. We should be getting salvage right now. We could see it get salvage. Don't know if it's going to happen in time, however the Hive Tyrant is doing a lot of damage to it. I did see 15 red pop up, so it was not salvaged in time. Sentinel Stomp coming in. The turrets are only meant to be temporary anyway, but ideally you want it to last a little bit longer than that. But the Hive Tyrant doing quite a bit of damage there straight away, with the Homogons coming in quite quickly as well. Tyranidterror knew what was going on there and actually put a stop to it. Grenade launcher heretics hit for Reaper, and the CSM from the other team and the Blade Champion from the other team as well are going to come in. And the Blade Champion and his Grenade Launcher Heretics alone will not be able to hold against 4 here, or the 4 squads that are here. The node that was down earlier has gone down, and you see some Termagants going after that requisition point to go and reclaim it as it's taken away by Impregnable. The Sentinel does have Stomp available as well. Hammer of the Witch is available for the Hive Tyrant. You can see a Stomp onto these Homogons, they are a bit low. Hammer of the Witch is down onto the Hive Tyrant, stopping him from coming in any further. Sentinel could actually stomp onto the Hive Tyrant, stunning him once again. Hive Tyrant's not going to have much of a chance to actually get into melee right now. He's quite low as it is. Does need to retreat away. Termagants are actually forcing melee onto the Guardsman. I'm not sure who wins that fight. Termagants in melee actually are okay. They're not the worst thing that you can have. And Guardsmen are also bad in melee. Neither squad is all designed for melee combat there. And the Warrior Brood coming out. Do you see the Barb Strangler upgrade also trying to get purchased here as well? The Inquisitor's trying to tie him up in melee as well, but it only takes a split second for them to actually get shot off, and there we go, suppressing these guardsmen. The shot actually missed most of the guardsmen, only caught out one model there. But they will be able to force melee still nonetheless. In fact, a Holy Brazier on the Inquisitor I think will be really strong. The power melee against warriors, heavy infantry, along with the Holy Pyre ability as well onto Termagants, and there you go. And that's what happens when you take down a warrior model. You have the knockback there from a Synapse creature dying, and these Inquisitor will need to get out of there. The Homogons have been stunned by the Sentinel. Sentinel's actually backed away because of how low it is, and we have some Termagants fighting some guardsmen in melee now. To answer the age-old question that we always want to know, who wins in melee, Termagants or Guardsmen? And it looks like Termagants are doing a really good job in melee here. These Termagants are now unsupported now, and do see them actually losing a few models on these Guardsmen. How these Termagants now bleeding a few models themselves. In fact, the squad might go down, and 15 HP there. The Sentinel that refuses to chase, probably because of how low it is. We do have this grouping in mid here from Vinghow and Dodge. Meanwhile, Reaper has actually got a turret outside of his base. We did see them push towards his base, very close outside his base in fact early, and so this turret will prevent any further pushing outside of his base. And Sentinel is having to back away, although the Warrior Brood with the Barb Strangler don't do too much damage to Sentinels, and only one of the models actually fires the Barb Strangler, so you don't need to worry about many sources of range damage there. Inquisitor will get snared there, or it's not snared, suppressed there, sorry, by these Warrior Brood. Do see them actually turn around to try and take a shot, but actually failed there. Crippling Poison used onto that Inquisitor as well, going to slow her down. Castagens are going to dodge, no, in fact they won't dodge, they actually do get caught out still. Shotgun Blast onto the Termagants, but the Homagants are just going to come in here uncontested. No Shotgun Blast to actually knock them back or stop them. The Inquisitor's still going after these Warrior Brood. Unfortunately, she has not got a model though. Chaos has been joining the fight. Vinghow jumping in here. Homagants are low. The Inquisitor getting that Rosarius as well. Could see her take a couple models, these Homagants or Termagants, and retreat. In fact, she doesn't actually get the swing off it. But in mid, we have Dodge with Banshees about to go down. Will go down, in fact. The Hive Tyrant here from Locklear, along with the Tyranid force, is going to be too much. Dodges forced into a full retreat as well. The played champion getting a Bow Spear as well, which is kind of an interesting choice. But these Grenade Launcher Heretics as well, it's going to be very difficult, or it would have been difficult for Dodger's Banshees to actually get into the face of Reaper there. Now they're no longer of concern. The Bow Spear is still extremely effective against Dire Avengers though, and the Grenade Launcher Heretics as well, very good at knocking them down to the ground, interrupting the Guardian Weapons team as well. And Hive Tyrant here, do see Grenade Launcher knockback coming down, actually going to land onto the forces of Vinghow. Inspiring Champion will go down. Homagants coming in from behind Vinghow. These Havocs are positioned to actually defend them as well, but the Sentinel is also going to be jumping into the fight as well, so more protection though. It needs to actually get in there and protect these Havocs. They will get suppressed however by the Warriors with their Barb Strangler weapon. We actually have quite a lot going on in mid right now. Termagant's trying to force melee onto Guardsmen once again. Well, actually, they're not looking like they are going to do that. Castagens, oh, unreliable, getting used onto the Warrior Brood deck. Could have actually used it onto these Termagants, I think, for a bit of a kill potential there onto them because they were quite low. But using on the Warriors is still a good choice nonetheless. You do want these Barb Strangler Warriors out of your face and out of the fight as quickly as possible, and even models dying as well, just to get these Synapse knockback. Very nice stomp though onto the army of Locklear Tyranidterror. Inquisitor is very deep inside here, will need to get out of there. The Tyranid armies are going to be an absolute pain to deal with. Dodge here with the Guardian Weapons team as well, covering the other flank. In fact, the Hive Tyrant of Tyranidterror did go down. And the Sentinel is in a little bit of trouble here from Locklear's Warrior Brood. In fact, Locklear has got his commander somewhere. In fact, his commander was in base. I thought he was in the fight with the rest of his forces. Homagant's going to get suppressed by some Havocs here. Do need to retreat away. A bit of a power bash coming in from these Homagants of Tyranidterror, where the power bash is not going to take full effect here. Single Termagant squad is not going to be enough. Reaper actually put down a turret in a bit of an awkward place there. It wasn't actually, it was covering the VP very well, but was not covering the entrance that Dodge would use to actually get to mid. And Locklear is actually coming over to try and get res here, but Tyranidterror needs to push his forces up so his Hive Tyrant can get resurrected here. We do have the double CSM and Havoc setting up from Vinghow. We do have the Inquisitor coming in with the Castagens as well. Nothing's going to stop this Hive Tyrant though, except for a lot of damage. You can't be knocked over, it can be stunned, but you can still actually revive your teammate while stunned. Double Hive Tyrant, very annoying combination when you can have double the amount of broodness going down. Hammer the Witches might actually kill this Hive Tyrant once again, 10 HP, might die to a Plasma Pistol though. Plasma Pistol actually does do very little damage on retreating units, it's about 3 damage per shot. And with this Brood Nest here from Locklear as well, giving health regen to the Hive Tyrant, he's just going to be absorbing all that damage up anyway. Barrage getting used onto the Dire Avengers here. This Guardian Weapons team is unset up right now. The Plague Champion is standing there admiring this gen farm over here. And we do actually have a Bane Wolf from Impregnable, actually a very strong unit choice against these double Tyranids, against all these gaunts on the map. And even being able to use as crowd control. Any unit that it attacks gets slowed, and also have the ability as well to put a slow on an area effect as well. And that slow also does do damage as well, on top of slowing units inside the puddle that it leaves behind. Does do, wow, Dodge is actually losing quite a few things here. He actually lost a Guardian Weapons team and a Dire Avenger squad there. Banshees, in fact, no, Banshees are already out to fight. The Warlock, sorry, it could be the next target. He's very low himself. Very easy res though outside of his base, or it should be an easy res outside of his base. Not even needed though. He does actually get away there with 2 HP. Sentinel is going to decap that. Meanwhile, the Bane Wolf is going to go in for the power bash, takes down Node, takes down a generator, presumably another generator is on its horizon. But a Venom Brood out very quickly here from Tyranidterror. Bane Wolf is quite a fast vehicle, so can actually drive to this power farm if it really wants to be greedy, but looks like it's actually going to drive back to base. Wants to keep it alive and actually use it as a unit of combat against Tyranids. Do you see that? Vinghow's actually gone for some Mark of Zinc CSM as well. Focusing down those warriors should be his priority then with this Mark of Zinc upgrade. Mark of Zinc does do so much damage to heavy infantry, and with the Synapse Bomb going off it will actually do very well in a fight. Castions though going down here for Impregnable. Sentinel does stomp once again, and he catches the front line though of these Termagants, the first couple of models that were sticking out from the rest of the pack. Venom Brood coming in is getting the ranged Synapse upgrade. Warriors with the Adrenal Gland upgrade from Locklear though coming in, getting some rear armor hits onto this Bane Wolf. We do see some frag missiles going off onto another Warrior Brood of Locklear's who's also getting the Adrenal Glands upgrade. A lot of heavy melee coming in here for Locklear then. You can even see the Crushing Claws. Yes, we do have the Crushing Claws on his Hive Tyrant already. Plenty of heavy melee. Do need to be careful though of this Venom Brood. It was armor piercing damage. The double guardsman needs to actually pick a vehicle and start repairing. Wraithguard with a Warlock leading them, actually going to take out some heretics here, or a heretic. Not too sure which, but we do have Plague Champion going for more upgrades. Did have the Bilespear, Fettered Armor, and Mucus Discharge, now upgrading to the Plague Sword, or the Sword of Undeath, and the Blight Grenade upgrade as well. That's an extremely high amount of money invested in just the Plague Champion alone. And you can swap between upgrades as well, but having 5 upgrades total when you can only use 3 at a time might be a bit costly. In fact, you also need to be careful of these Wraithguard with their area of effect damage on CCSM. In fact, it's extremely ballsy there to keep them in that fight with how low they were. Also, a Wraithlord coming out for dodge here. I think that Locklear should have focused down these Wraithguards. We have a bit of friendly fire going down here. Blight Grenade hits nothing but Locklear's army there by the looks of it. But he doesn't care, he's going in for a power bash, and warriors aren't. They do care about Blight Grenades going off in their face, but they're actually able to tank it considerably better compared to Homagons or something with more models and less health per model. The army of Tyranidterror coming out of base. We do have Vinghow's Havocs fighting Reaper's Havocs, and it's about the suppression going on, although it looks like Vinghow's Havocs will have the advantage here. Also the level advantage as well. Double Mark of Zinc CSM going to focus down these warriors. Going to be a really good counter actually to these double warriors in fact. And the Plague Champion with his Plague Fist. That's the wrong Plague Champion I've just selected. But we do have a big push here mid now from Vinghow and Impregnable, some Chosen Plague Marines as well. Very nice choice for mass melee. They do power melee and also do heavy melee damage over time as well. So they do quite a bit of heavy melee damage over time. I believe it's 5 heavy melee damage for 5 seconds, if I'm not mistaken there. So these warriors will need to be careful. Plus the Rot of Nurgle ability as well comes in very useful against melee because it allows you to create zombies. Every time, every unit affected that dies becomes a zombie, just like the Sword of Undeath. Except for anything can kill the units, it doesn't have to be the sword specifically. Anything that kills a marked unit will become a zombie. In fact, Reaper's losing quite a bit here to this Wraithlord. The Wraithlord is just taking down the Havoc Squad. These heretics show no sign of retreating here. And heretics will go down here. This CSM, this lone CSM model is going to be the target, I would imagine. The Wraithlord just walks up to it. Level 3, in fact, nearly level 4. Is just going to stand there, crush it, slam into the ground, walk away. And Reaper is down to just Plague Marines, his Plague Champion, and some Noise Marines. And people are wondering if he went AFK. We do actually have no generators over here. Meanwhile, no generators over here, so power is going to be a bit tight for both sides right now. Triangle Warriors and Venom Brood coming in here. The Synapse creatures leading the charge along this zone in the back line. Catechins have been repurchased there for Impregnable. You see the crossbow pistol is going to snare some Venom Brood and some Termagants into place, followed up by a Manticore strike as well, actually going to land on top of there, and it's going to wipe some Termagants here and do so much damage as well. You have the Hammer of the Witches coming in, going to go onto that Zone Throat though. Zone Throat will get out of there, these warriors as well, with the Barb Strangler quite low. Surprisingly, they haven't bled a model. I'd imagine they might bleed a model though in retreat. 99 HP. 70 HP, and they're still in 3 models as well. That bolter onto the Banewolf is not actually going to do enough damage. Meanwhile, over here we do see a model just die straight away there from these double markers in CSM. To have some Termagants over here from Locklear, presumably to protect against dodge. But the Plague Champion is moving out of base, does have the Blastmaster upgrade onto these Noise Marines as well. The VP is 227 to 203. We have a dead Hive Tyrant mid, which we did see die earlier. In fact, the Plague Champion moves forwards, moves back to realise it doesn't want to fight a Wraith Lord just yet. Probably to get some vision on these Noise Marines, who actually done more damage to the power node than the enemy. We do actually have a bit of a push coming in here. The Wraith Lord is going to go in for these Homguns. In fact, the Homguns are going to go in for some Banshees and the Wraith Lord. We do have a Hell Fury strike from the Inquisitor as well, and we have a flank coming in from these Chosen Plague Marines and Markers in CSM. We do have a Blight Grenade going down, but it's actually going to just do friendly fire damage though. I am not sure what is going on here. But these warriors, I'd imagine, could bleed a model. I think the Chosen Plague Marines could have gotten a few more swings in there to actually bleed some models. These the autocannons, sorry, from vinghow actually destroying these warriors here and Venom Brood. In fact, a Tyrannid formation going down in mid as well. On top of these Mark of Zinc CSM, a zone is also here as well. But this is a double Tyrannid formation if I'm not mistaken. No, this is just a single. Sorry, I thought I saw the icons twice there, but apparently not. Actually, this zone could be in a bit of trouble here. The Banewolf is just slowly turning this turret to try and focus it down. Hammer of the Witches doesn't go off there. And it looks like it will actually live. The Unreliable also missing as well. Otherwise that would have been quite a big loss there for Tyranidterror, who is currently gaining a tier 3 Lictor right now out of his Bastion. And the Plague Champion has decided to put down triple gen farm over here between him and dodge, between the contested power node. To have a snare coming in from the crossbow pistol as well. Sentinel taking quite a bit of damage. I think I'll build artillery to support you, says Reaper. And this zone taking so much damage. In fact, Hammer of the Witches would have killed it. It was low enough, but the Banewolf actually backing out, actually moved the Inquisitor away. To have the Banewolf slow going down. The Lictor is still detected right now, but I'd imagine they'll be able to stealth again. There we go. The army of vinghow is just going to load up in mid. Reaper said that he was going to go for some artillery, but some CSM instead, and dodge is pushing out of his base right now. The Lictor here does need to be a bit careful. There's a lot of firepower here from vinghow. As soon as this gets detected, I guarantee it will get focused down. In fact, with the Chosen Plague Marines, with a Rot of Nurgle onto this tier 3 Lictor, I'd imagine you can have a zombie Lictor able to jump onto the enemy as well, which would be quite a scary thought. Looks like vinghow is going to push onto Dodge's side. Meanwhile, we have Tyranidterror is going to push towards mid, and I imagine Impregnable will jump into mid to actually help out there. Lictor is getting detected, but is backed up right now by a Fawn Back Carnifex autocannon, going to do some work against this Venom Brood, and the Marcus CSM doing even more work though, what his autocannon would do. The Lictor does need to be a bit careful here. It's actually taking quite a bit of damage here, but there's nothing to focus it down while the Fawn Back actually wreaks havoc on top of vinghow's forces, knocking everything down. The Banewolf now level 3, in fact, going to go after this Carnifex and Ripper Squad. Banewolf does slow anything it attacks. these Marcos Zinc CSM will need to back out to actually have a noxious cloud coming in as well. On top of Tyranidterror's Hive Tyrant, and on top of these Termagon Brood as well. Manticore Strike going to try and land. On top of the Warrior Brood does weaken one of the models here. The zone quite low, could actually get chased down here. That crossbow pistol doing 10 damage per shot, plus Hammer the Witch is doing 100, another 5 more shots, or 6 more shots, sorry, and a hammer with a wipe snap. Do have an Eldritch going down, landing onto the army of Locklear here. Looked like it did take down a Warrior Brood. Did have double Warrior Brood earlier, only down to 1 now. Both the Hive Tyrants with crushing claws. You need to be really careful about that. Do have a Dreadnought coming out for a Reaper. Still no artillery that he mentioned earlier, other than the Blastmaster Noise Marines. Sentinel using the wrong ammunition there. I don't think the frag missiles are particularly accurate against the Hive Tyrant anyway. Catachin's stealth up here. Do have the Sergeant on them as well. The Elixir jumps in, the fallback and the Crushing Claw Hive Tyrant here. Banewolf does need to be a bit careful. The Elixir is taking quite a bit of damage here. The Catachins are not joining the fight. They're still stealth. Okay, now they're joining the fight. I thought they were going to melee down that Elixir there. Elixir actually just flesh hooks one of them to death there. It actually takes down another model as well. I think a shotgun blast that's timed right before he dies, and then some melee from these Catachins could actually force the Elixir to die, but the stomp is going to be enough to scare the Elixir away completely. The Carnifex actually going to be able to walk out of here on half health. The Hive Tyrant here for Locklear taking a lot of damage, 36 HP. We'll be able to get away there. The Wraithlord level 4 as well with a Bright Lance. The Dreadnought's upgrade to a Mark of Zinc upgrade here, and it will go down. You can't upgrade into the middle of a fight like that. And Banshees will actually be forced away. The Aspiring Champion going down, but the Slaughter ability was activated, so should continue. We have a we have the Rot of Nurgle going down here as well, on top of onto the army here. We do see plenty of zombie rippers and homagons coming in here against Locklear from vinghow. Moving on to this side, we have the Inquisitor, who will not be able to fight the Hive Tyrant with the Crushing Claw in melee right now. Banewolf trying to do what he can. A lot of this is low. The Venom Brood could actually be forced away here, but the Warp Field as well onto the Hive Tyrant. The zone has snared the Banewolf, but it's not going to be enough. The Heretics and Chosen Plague Marines stream in here. The Chosen Plague Marines will easily be able to force away that Hive Tyrant. The Elixir is now coming in here as well, going to jump, going to land on top of some Heretics. Will get backed away though, because Heretics and Chosen Plague Marines will be able to be enough. A Neurothrope coming out though for Tyranidterror. Will knock back some Heretics, doing a little bit of damage. The ability did land a bit short there. And the Hive Tyrant now for Locklear coming back in, trying to get the Psychic Scream upgrade as well, which reduces damage of all nearby units affected by the Scream. Surprisingly, Dodge hasn't been able to push up against this power farm as well either. Given that he has this level 4 Wraithlord, which took down Reaper's Dreadnought earlier, he does need to take advantage of the fact that he did kill that and actually push against this Gen farm, which is going to be helping out his team so much throughout this game. In fact, actually the power is actually equal right now, because there's no power built over here. So the blue team, while they do have that contested gen farm fully noded, it's as if they don't have any extra power. It's like it's just normal. This Sentinel as well into the back lines, I'm not actually sure what it's doing. Double Blastmaster Noise Marines though coming in here for Reaper. Do need to be careful of some friendly fire going on down here. The Neurothrope is going to cast some abilities. The Elixir jumping in, the Elixir will go down here. The Fawnback Carnifex is back into this fight. A Lehman Russ with an Executioner and Elite Tank Crew coming in as well. A lot of heavy melee here from the Hive Tyrant and that Carnifex. The Mark of Zinc CSM trying to focus down some Rippers, but Rippers are extremely small. Going to interrupt these Havocs, but Havocs will melee the Rippers down. The Execution does do friendly fire damage, so you need to be careful of that. A Hive Tyrant coming back in once again. These double Tomagons do need to be a bit careful though. They take quite a bit of damage, and the also cannon splash damage coming in. Look at that damage. And it looks like the Carnifex is going to go after the also cannon Havocs as well. The Hive Tyrant getting forced away there by that Executioner Lehman Russ. The Sentinel with a missile launcher upgrade, or coming in here against this Carnifex. I actually thought this might have died earlier given how deep it was into enemy territory. This counter effects that's fallen back counter effect should actually go down along from the Executioner and the Sentinel. Sentinels are actually focusing down. The Neurophobe actually goes down as well. That's a massive loss there. Hive Tyrant trying to come in as well. He does have the Psychic Stream. In fact, the Bane Wolf is getting some emergency repairs right now. Executioner nearly taking it down. The Zoanthrope still active as well. Sentinel takes that down. The Focused Warp Blast nearly takes down the Bane Wolf. It's down to 26 HP. Will go down though to the zone, but the VPs have been ticking here, and Red Team will win the game. Red Team also only just been able to get this power farm off to the side. And Reaper did lose quite a few things as well while fighting Dodge. By the looks of it, Dodge was in the retreat path as well when Reaper did position over here as well.